Hey guys, Rachel from Past Building Consultants here. I'd like to speak to you today about some really simple things that you can incorporate at your home design stage, whether you are designing a home yourself or you're a builder, perhaps modifying a design for a specific client, or looking at a new market and changing your standard designs to meet that new market. The first thing I'd like to talk about is your roof design. A lot of people, excuse me, especially sales consultants and sometimes clients as well, yes, clients actually usually, aren't really thinking about the costs involved with a particular layout. So they go, okay, I want this, this and this, and sort of this is where I want it and this is how I'd like it to look. Which is fine, and you need to sort of obviously make sure that you're incorporating the elements that are important to the client. But we always look at it as, okay, which is the most cost-effective way to incorporate this, and also how can we minimize risk with things like, weather penetration or, things like, birds nesting in box gutters and things like that, which could cause a problem. So we always tend to look at it as, okay, right, well, this is what the requirements are, or these are the requirements. What is the best way to meet those requirements? And one of the things I always look at is, can I simplify this design to reduce the costs and minimize the risk in the roof? And usually the answer is yes, unless you've got a really simple design, because every time you introduce things like step outs and valleys, you can be adding on $500, $1,000, $2,000 really, really easily. So you only got to think you can do that a couple of times, and you've added $2,000 onto the cost of your home, which with a little bit of consideration could have been completely eliminated. So we're always very careful to look at the implications of a floor layout and whether it can be maximized to reduce a cost or a problem elsewhere. So roof design, super important, and it can save you thousands. The other thing that is really worth considering is looking at passive design. So what that means is really I'm trying to look at maximizing energy efficiency for a design, and also for the location that that particular building is in. I'm looking at orientation, I'm looking at external roof and wall colors, I'm looking at the materials that are used externally, I'm looking at introducing ventilation to the roof space, looking at insulation, and these are all things that can contribute to either really not helping your energy efficiency or maximizing your energy efficiency, which can save you thousands every single year. The money that I've saved on my own home here actually paid for my daughter's education, and she's still at university, so it continues to pay for her education, which honestly, when we built this 8 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to afford to send her to a private school if I hadn't been saving the money that I was on a very energy efficient home. So it makes practical sense, regardless of whether you think climate change is real. It makes a very real practical benefit in terms of your expenditure. And that's particularly important if you've got a fixed income, so whether it might be an NDIS SDA payment, for example, or disability pension, or any other form of fixed income, a wage. Obviously your expenditure is important, and managing that is important. And let's face it, why would you want to spend more money on your electricity bills if you can spend it on far more fun or necessary things, right? So yeah, passive design, it's a really, really massive one, and it's something that I've been passionate about and specializing in for over 30 years. So it's not rocket science, but it needs to be done properly at design stage. Another item which can save you money, and this is because if you don't get it right at design stage, it's going to cost you a fortune to fix, or it may not even be fixable once the building is complete, and that is making sure that you are accounting for clear opening widths for things like hallways, doors, circulation spaces in bathrooms. So clear opening widths versus structural opening widths, which are completely different. Your structural opening widths will not equate to a clear opening width. I know I bang on about this in all sorts of my posts. I know I do. There's a very good reason for that, and it's because people stuff it up all the time. So make sure that your suppliers, your contractors, your builder, your designer all know that you know, in order to get your clear opening width, you're going to be looking very carefully about what you're going to have to take off the, say, the door leaf width in order to get to your actual clear opening width. Because if it's wrong once the building is complete and your SDA assessor comes in and your client comes in and says, oh, I can't get my wheelchair through there, are you going to be in a world of hurt? Another thing, fixtures and fittings. So what I mean by this is things like, you know, your hot water system, your air conditioning, your cooker, your cooktop, your tapware. All of these things will have an impact on your ongoing running costs, particularly things like your hot water system and, you know, your power hungry appliances such as fridges and freezers. So choose things which are energy efficient. Also look at how you use the home as well. So hot water systems, in terms of what's the best for you, may depend on your usage, your particular tariffs that you're on at the time, where your hot water system can be located, how big it can be, because obviously some of the smaller blocks you've got more restrictions than others. So it depends on a number of factors, but certainly your hot water system and all your appliances and fixtures and fittings in your home can make a massive difference in terms of your ongoing running costs. So those are the things that I wanted to just quickly cover today. There are obviously lots of others that we could talk about, but I'm very conscious of your time. Just looking here, we're just over 6 minutes again, so I'm trying to keep them fairly short. If you need any more information or would like to ask any questions on these topics, by all means find me on Facebook at Past Building Consultants or Past BC on Facebook. Check out our website, which is pastbc.com.au, and get in touch with me via those channels. I'll be more than happy to help. If I can't help you, I will find someone who can, and that's what we're all about here at Past Building Consultants. So have a wonderful day, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.